It's alive! It's alive! My God, it's alive! Now I know what it feels like to be God. Hello, guten Tag, and welcome to another episode of Halloween in January with me, your host, Dr. Flip. So, yesterday I reviewed a classic horror, Dracula. So today I am reviewing yet another classic from the Universal Monsters, and that is Frankenstein, 1931. Based on the novel by Mary Shelley, directed by James Whale, starring Colin Clive and the legendary Boris Karloff. So, if you've read the book, you pretty much know the plot to it. So, the movie, it starts where Henry Frankenstein, and I think he was called Victor Frankenstein. Victor! But he's Victor Henry Frankenstein. Anyway, on with the review. Frankenstein wants to create a new form of life, or just cure death. Basically, he wants to play God, which I have tried God knows how many times. So he gets bits of serial killers and fuses them together to create the perfect monster. Of course, when he succeeds in his experiment, he's like, "It's alive! It's alive! My God, it's alive! Now I know what it feels like to be God!" Of course, he creates the monster. But like in the book, he realizes he has made a mistake and rejects the monster. But of course, it is too late. Anyway, in the movie Frankenstein, they sort of halve it up. But of course, not to forget, Victor Frankenstein, not Victor, Henry. Don't know why they did that. Must be copyright reasons, I'm sure. Rejected the monster, and the monster went out on the prowl. There is one bit in the movie where he throws a girl into the pond and she drowns. Now, I mean, back then, at the time, it was quite risky and quite graphic to watch. But now it's like PG rated and it's acceptable. I mean, it was cut for many years until the 1960s when they decided to put it back in and make it acceptable. But, of course, there is the whole village attack and where the monster climbs to the top of the windmill. It is a good movie, yeah. It's a classic even, and it has gone down in Hollywood history as one of the good horror movies made, and also a good performance from Boris Karloff. Boris Karloff was like Lon Chaney. He just did a good performance and was patient as a saint with the makeup he wore. You know, Boris Karloff sat in that makeup sometimes for 30 hours a day in the hot LA sun. I mean, he did, but of course, if he didn't do it, he wouldn't get paid, and back then, the actors got no say. But of course, they do now. Thus, Boris Karloff may be dead, but his daughter still carries his legacy on by keeping all the memorabilia from that film. But there's a museum, there's merchandise, there's everything dedicated to him, and we have Mr. Karloff. Well, his real name was William Henry Pratt, but he's known as Boris Karloff. We have him to thank for the whole bringing the Frankenstein monster to life. I mean, he has the greenness, the flat top, the bolts in the head, which weren't made to keep his head screwed on, so they were put there to send electrical surges through his body so he can come to life. Of course, Frankenstein is known as a classic horror, and Mary Shelley's work is immortal forever. In a way, she sort of has cured herself from her death because she's still talked about to this very day. That is what I call great writing, like Bram Stoker in Dracula. Anyway, let's see, Frankenstein. I am going to give it a good... I like this film so much, I am actually going to give it a good 4 lightning bolts out of... No, 4 lightning bolts out of 5 neck bolts. 5 neck bolts, yeah. So, yeah, as usual, Random Ross is on his social media, so there will be links down below to his Facebook page, his Twitter. Follow him, stay updated on on his channel. And yeah, like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more from me. And yeah, also, we're nearing the end of Halloween in January. We're like in our last week, aren't we? It's gone so fast, hasn't it? Well, if you haven't seen any of the previous ones, well, you can go see them on the playlist on the channel, Halloween in January. Well, until next time, I bid you all a Wiedersehen, goodbye, yeah?